Hello, my name is Choya Hockaday, and today I'm going to teach a lesson geared toward kindergarten students. They have already learned some of their letters and how to write them, and some of the phonemic sounds we're going to review, and we're going to add one more letter, and we're going to write some words using these sounds. The standards I'm using are CCSS, Ella Literacy LK1, then Ella Literacy LK1A, which is print many upper and lowercase letters, Ella Literacy LK2C, which is write a letter or letters for most consonant and short vowel sounds, and Ella Literacy LK2D, spells simple words phonetically, drawing on knowledge of sound letter relationships. Okay, we're going to begin the lesson. I have in my kindergarten class one student that is proficient, two students that are advanced, and I have four students that are not proficient and really need some extra help in modeling to learn the letters and the phonemic sounds. So here we go. Okay, class, we have been learning our letters and practicing on a lot of letters. I want to review some of the letters first. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to air write our letters. Now remember, when we're writing in the air, we're going to put a hand on our elbow and we're going to stick out our finger and we're going to use our mouth to say the letter and sound. Let's start with letter C. I do, then you do. Seek. Your turn. Okay, now I want us to do it together two more times. Seek. Seek. And now you do it the third time, the last time. Very good job. So think about the letter C. When we wrote that in the air, we started at the top and we went around to the bottom. Now I want you to try writing that using your bumpy material. We're going to make a letter C that we can feel. And let me grab my crayon. I am going to do this with you. Give me just a moment. I think today I am going to use the color, I think I'm going to use a blue. You may pick any color you want. I want you to take your bumpy material and lay it on your desk, and then I want you to take a piece of paper that has the letter C written on it. Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, anyone at home can write this for you, and you're going to lay it on top like this. Now, this is going to require you to probably use two hands. You're going to have to put one hand on the paper to hold it and the other hand on the crayon. Now, let me show you. I'm going to take my crayon and I dropped my crayon, I'm sorry. Things happen. And I'm going to write the letter C. I'm going to trace it. So I'm going to start at the top and go around to the bottom. And let me show you how that looks. Now, I want to do it 3 times because when we practice letters, we always do them 3 times. But the next time I'm going to turn my paper a different way so I get different bumps. This time I'm turning it up like this. Once again, I want you to take your crayon and trace the letter C. Very good. Now we're going to write it for the last time, and I want you to turn your paper a different direction. Now I have turned it where it's sort of going down, and I want you to trace the letter C. When you're finished, take your paper. Look at this. You made a letter C that is bumpy. You can feel this letter with your fingers. I want you to take a finger and I want you to trace the letter C and say the sound. You're going to start at the top, seek, and say the sound at the end. Okay, let's do it 3 times. I do it, you do it, we do it together. Let's go. Seek, seek, seek. Well done. I'm so proud of you. I love how you did that. You did a great job, and I watched you do that. Very well done. Okay, now here comes the fun part. This is one I like. You're going to get something you can see through. You could get a Ziploc bag. You can get anything that you can see through. I have a baggie, and I'm going to put my letter C inside the bag. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on my table, which my table is this board, and I am going to get my dry erase marker, which you should have at home, and I am going to write the letter C 3 times. Watch me do it, and then we'll do it together. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to go around and down. I traced my letter C. Okay, now I'm going to move it to a different spot because I want my C's to be in different places. I moved it over. Now we're going to do it 3 times. Okay, do it as I do it, and then I want everyone to show me their writings. So write the letter C 3 times. Move it around each time. C, K. Okay. I have to do it one more time on mine, and I will have my 3. Here we go. C, K. Now, as you can see, I wrote the letter C 3 times. I can take my paper out. Now I have a practice paper, and I have the letter C. Very good job. The last thing we're going to do to learn this letter is we're going to write it with our finger. Now, I have a cookie sheet with salt in it. You could have a cookie sheet, a box, anything that you have at home, and you could put salt or sand or anything that moves so you can write. Now, you're going to take one finger, okay, and you're going to start at the top, and you're going to do the letter C. And you're going to say it as you do it. C, K. 3 times. When you finish one, just shake your pen a little bit, or your box, or your shoebox. You don't want to shake it all up and get it everywhere. Here we go again. Start at the top. C, K. Let me see yours. You did a good job writing that C. Let's try it one more time. C, K. Very good. Now, what is the sound that the letter C makes? Can anyone tell me? Excellent. The letter C says K. Well, now we're going to try something different. We have learned a lot of letters. We learned C, K. We learned A. What sound does A make? A. We have already learned B. What sound does that make? Does anyone remember? B, B. Good job. And the last letter we have learned is T. What sound does T make? T. Okay, now let's see if we can build some words using these letters, okay? So I'm going to start with my C. I'm going to, let's see, what am I going to add? Let me get my letters up. I am going to, let me write these down. I am going to start with C and add 2 letters. And we're going to practice these. Okay. What sound does this make? K. A. T. Now I want you to say the sounds when I point to the letters. Very good job. Let's put these letters together and make a word. Get your fingers ready. Cat. Cat. Now you try it. Very good job. Okay, I'm going to change the word and let's see if we can figure this out. I'm going to change the first letter and I am going to make it a B. Okay, look at the letters. What sound does B make? B. Good job. A. T. T. Now let's put these together. B. At. Get your fingers ready. B. At. Bat. Very good job. Now I want you to try it. Use your fingers and do this word together. Do these letters together. Well done, well done. Well, let's see. Let me see if I can think of a new, I've got a new word for you. Let's try this one. Okay, what sound does this letter make? Good. What sound does this letter make? Well done. Wow, you know your sounds. What sound does this one make? Very good job with those sounds. Now I want you to show me how you would blend these sounds with your fingers to make a word. Let's go. Great job, great job. It looked like every one of you got that. Let's try it one more time. Well done. I am so proud of you. Now I am going to let you have a moment to practice with the letters you have at your desk, putting them together and making new words. The letters that you have at this time are C, A, T, L, D, and S. I want you to practice blending these words, and I'm going to come around to each person and ask you to read or sound out this word, and I want to hear you do those phonemic sounds like you've been doing. It has been amazing. I am so proud of you. Well done. Now, the lesson is over. I will go around and do a formative assessment. I will be able to observe the students. I will be asking questions of the students. I will have the students, they can, depending on their ability, they can use their hands to show me the unique word, or they can write on a marker board, or they can just speak the word. Now, if they have a communication device and I have given them the letters of CAT, they can touch the communication device on the picture of a cat. There are so many ways that this can be adjusted for each student and their skill and their go. But for kindergarten, we are trying to get everyone to know the letters, the phonemic sounds, and how to blend these letters into words. After the lesson and after I've gone around and observed, I will have the students pick one word that we practiced and that they built and made, and they can draw a picture of that word. For example, if they pick cat, they could draw a picture of cat, and then I want them to write the word cat at the bottom and practice their handwriting skills and their fine motor skills. All of the things that I did in this lesson that use the skills of the hand and the arm and writing with the finger all build these fine motor skills, and that is something students with disabilities really struggle with and have to work on. So I want to utilize every chance I have at building those fine motor skills. I also have PowerPoints that I can do this with, that the letters come up one at a time and the students can say the sounds, and then the letters will go together, and they can blend those letters when they're together and make the word. That is another way I can present this virtually. I love doing it with the students and with the pens and the salt, and I would provide all of these necessary materials to the students, but it is such a good way to get the letters and phonemic sounds in their head. Um, when we finish, the students should be able, their learning target is they should be able to recognize letters, recognize sounds, and be able to take these letters and sounds and blend them together to make short CVC words to begin with. And we will, as the year progresses, make longer and longer words. I am sorry, I'm having a moment. um, to do independent practice, in my physical classroom, I would set up stations that had places where they could go and practice tracing the letters on the canvas, tracing the letters on the salt board, tracing the letters on a marker board, and eventually we worked up to writing the whole word using our paper and canvas. And that was some independent practice that the students could do outside of the lesson. And that filled the you do part because I could watch them do it, and they could take these letters home and show their parents and practice and show their moms or their parents or their families how they would take their finger and do the letter. And for each letter we do the name of the letter and the sound. For example, if I was doing air writing with the letter T, it would be T, T. So we get that practice. When we get beyond the letters and we're doing the words, then we do all of the same things, but we do them with words. So cat would be k-a-t, cat. And that's putting it in your head. So I think this is a great lesson for kindergarten. I think it is a great way to get those letters and sounds in their head, and a great way to continue practicing and building bigger and longer words. And we're practicing handwriting at the same time too, of starting our letters at the top and forming them correctly. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you for giving me this time to share with you.